Busy weekend. Busy, busy weekend. Talk to me. How did this happen?
Man, I think it's the worst and scariest answer possible, which is like a balance of Occam's razor and Heron's razor. Um, the first is so obvious about basically looking for the most simplest solution and the evidence supporting that, and not looking for anything further than that, which leads us into Halen's razor, which is never attribute something to malice when it can be explained with stupidity. And if I go back, I don't want to start on Saturday because I think that grossly misrepresents the problem. We have to go back 3 years and start looking at what has happened organizationally, what has happened with personnel selection, what has happened with training, what has happened with requirements, what's happened with authorities, with authorizations, what's happening with the overall labor force within that specific organization, the government as a whole, Department of Homeland Security as a whole. Who are the appointees? Who did the appointees then appoint? And then when you take that big, huge picture and you then look at the actions on Saturday, which clearly had inept, negligent, incompetent, stupid people that did an abhorrent, dangerous job of doing the one thing, which is keeping their principal alive. They did nothing. There was the only reason that that man is not dead, that the former President Trump is not dead, is because his head at the very last second changed a few degrees and a bullet went past his ear instead of hitting his temple and taking out the back portion of his brain, which is not survivable. That is nothing that anyone else did. That was divine intervention or President Trump's luck.
Jesus Christ. You've worked presidential details before as well, right? So you know, for the people who don't know, in what you might consider a more golden era, one that was more competent, just how thorough is the process for this stuff?
So what's supposed to be is that this is the most premier security detail on the planet. This is the standard that everybody looks to. The competence, the selection, the training, the personnel. They have to be, because this is the leader of the free world. That is who the American president is. And I'm going to talk about the position, not about any specific president, because this is not a partisan issue. If you look, there have been a total of 10 assassinations or assassination attempts on former presidents, and 60% of them were Republican, 40% of them were Democrat. So it's not a partisan issue. I had a whole bunch of friends like, yeah, why is it always Republicans getting assassinated? It's it's not always. It's a dangerous rhetoric, and it's a dangerous idea, and it's a social contagion. This thing that is hate, when it moves into discourse that is directed in a very unhealthy way. So if we created this spectrum, this continuum on this Halon's razor, on one side we have this complete negligent, stupid, incompetent, inept, ignorant, just unable to do the job, which is being able to be capable to protect somebody. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, on the total other end from just being
incompetence,
is complicit, which is in cohorts with, which is enabling. And using that Halen's razor, if somebody is so, and these are not stupid people that are running these organizations that assigned the details to work for the former President Trump, if they are aware about how dangerously inept they are, we then move into the malice category. Then we move into the complicit category. And that gets does that mean that this is a deep state? Were they allowing this dude on a roof? I mean, well, kind of. Like if they were so undermanned and they were so ill prepared and they were so untrained, and the people that were there were following or hiring with DEI practices, and they like were too overweight to be able to get their own weapon in their holster, they're the ones that are cowering behind the stage or cowering behind the president, while other people that are not even part of that organization are running up the staircase with their guns at the high ready, looking out into the audience and towards the direction of the gunfire. Completely opposite reactions. It starts becoming very evident about where, how, and how dangerous this situation not just was, but currently is, because it's not fixed. The same Department of the same Homeland Security director is in place. The same Secret Service director is in place. Every single one of those people that have been hired and trained in the past 3 years are still part of that organization. The group that investigated January 6th and then raided the president's own home, they're the ones that are doing the investigation around the assassination. Think about that for a second. And the people that are doing that are of the opposing party that's running for president in November. This is wild.